Welcome back, Better Agents. Nicholas Ayers coming to you live from Better Agency HQ. And in today's video, it's all about the best ways to leverage Facebook groups. As always, make sure you're subscribed to the channel where we're putting out content on a weekly basis, all things to help you have greater agency success. But more than that, make sure you smash that like button. Tell YouTube that you like this video. It really means a lot. How many Facebook groups are you in? You're probably in a lot of Facebook groups. I bet if you went to your Facebook page and you just looked at all the groups that you're in over the last number of years, the groups that you've joined that you didn't even know you were a part of, you're probably in hundreds of Facebook groups. At least that's what it feels like. I'm constantly seeing stuff on my newsfeed from groups that I'm thinking, I had no idea I was even in that group anymore. I forgot it even existed. I'm sure your experience is much like mine, but what's the best way to leverage Facebook groups? Is there a way for insurance agents to use Facebook groups to help them generate more leads, build more awareness, make themselves more well-known in their community? In this video, we're gonna break down the 3 ways that you can use these Facebook groups to generate leads, build trust, gain authority, and help grow the agency. The first thing you should do is you should start a Facebook group that centers around a particular interest or affinity. This could be where you live, so the name of the town, the local neighborhood Facebook group. It could be the subdivision if it's large enough. It could be an industry, so if you target a particular niche. This is a great opportunity for you to create a Facebook group and invite the people who would be best served with the information that's in that group. You should start a new group because you can manage it, you can own it, you can control it, and there's always something cool or fresh about new groups. It's brand new, people are a little bit more excited. Start a group that you own. The goal of any Facebook group as you engage in it is not to sell insurance. The best way to ruin your group is to talk about insurance. Nobody wants to hear about insurance, not right off the bat. You don't need to talk about insurance. What you need to do is you need to engage, be friendly, be a politician, be a smiling face, be somebody who's engaging, who's charming. All the other stuff, it will soon follow. But right now, you have to assume that nobody knows who you are. As you ask people to invite other people who might be interested in that group, the way they're gonna do that is by feeling like there's no pressure. You don't wanna make people feel like they're just joining a sales group. The cat's out of the bag. People know that with a lot of these Facebook groups, it's just a sales funnel. So the best way to do that is just sort of make it engaging, make it friendly. And the way to kill that, I'm telling you, the way to just ruin that is to talk about your insurance agency. I want you to think about your role in a Facebook group much like it was Rotary for Facebook. You know the thing about Rotary? Rotary groups, the people in Rotary, they go do good things. They volunteer at hospitals. They do canned food drives. They help out in other businesses. And it's never about the business that they can get from it. It's all about doing good. There's an advocacy level within Rotary. And that's how you want to think about your role to begin with in these Facebook groups. You want to build respect, rapport, authority. Trust me. People are clicking on your profile. They know that you sell insurance. It's not a mystery. They're gonna wonder, who's this guy? Who's this gal? Why are they running this group? And they're gonna see the name of your agency. So it's not like it's this secret, but you just don't want to push people away by being salesy or just slimy. The next bit of advice that I would give you as an insurance agent is to not do this alone. You can run the group, you could be the face of the group, but you need to have help. You need to have other people, and this will also lead to your credibility. So my advice is to find a good local realtor if you're running a community group. If you're running something in a subdivision or in a neighborhood or a town, find one of the better realtors. You don't want the bottom feeders. You don't want the people who nobody knows about, who have no respect, no trust, no authority in the marketplace. Find a good real estate agent that's friendly, who can also play by the same rules, and that you have them on your side. You're leaning on them to help build the group with people that they know, but also to help shoulder some of the load of managing the group. The next person that you should consider adding to your team is a loan officer, somebody that is in the community, does a lot of loans, is established. Again, you don't want people that nobody knows about. You want the good ones. You want the good real estate agents, you want the good loan officers, you want the good people in business who are partnering with you. Again, this helps sort of demystify the reason why this group exists, and you're just making it about the community. The lifeblood of any group is its engagement. You gotta have people in the group who are engaging, and it's your job as a admin of the group to make it to where people want to engage. So this means you're gonna have to rely on a lot of gimmicks, things that can spark engagement, things that get people talking, things that get that relationship built. And so you can do things like Donut Tuesdays, where you're just picking 10 random people to go door to door, and you're gonna give them a donut or whatever. You have them give a donut order, and you do that and you film it, you take pictures of it, you have them take pictures of it, you surprise people. That's a good little gimmick for engagement. You could do that once a month, every week. You could do Pizza Fridays where you go to a local business and again, everything is documented. You're filming it with your cell phone or whatever. You're putting it on your Instagram or your TikTok or whatever you're doing. You're putting it in the group and you are delivering pizza to a business, to the employees there. They're gonna talk about it. It's great engagement in the group. It gets people moving. You could do contests. You could do polls. You can ask questions. You wanna keep it very light, very surfacey. You don't wanna make it weird. You don't wanna make it hard. You wanna reduce the friction. You wanna make it simple. You wanna make it fun. Now for the next one, somewhat subjective, but if I was running a group and when I have ran neighborhood groups, this was my rule. You don't have to make it your rule, but I made a rule that I kept every other insurance agent out. I didn't let other insurance agents in. You know what, insurance agent, if you want to enjoy the spoils of this hard work, you go start your own Facebook group, but you're not coming in here. And there's just a way to handling this. You can put questions for people to be members. You can ask them what they do or what their job is, or you could just, look at the profiles of the people that want to join. And if they say anything about insurance, you just don't let them in. You don't even respond to them. You don't have to say no to them. Just let them linger there in limbo where you don't let them in the group. And if they message you or they want to know why they're not allowed in the group, there's nothing that says you have to ever answer them. You just ignore them. That was sort of a rule that I had. Now, of course, there are agents that will say, I don't care about the competition. They can come in. That's fine. But what you want to make happen is you're eventually going to have conversations where people are going to say, hey, who do you guys recommend for insurance? You don't want them being tagged. You don't want them engaging in conversation. You want to make it to where you're the only one. Now, you aren't going to be able to stop that. You're not going to be able to stop people from recommending other people. And there is an aspect in my mind, a psychological aspect of allowing your competition in and allowing them to see you as the alpha. I think there's something to that. That's my own opinion. But I think you can make things a lot easier if you just don't let your competition in. Never, ever, ever allow people to spam your group or to self-promote. That's the quickest way to kill your group. People just feeling like it's just a spam group. That's what happens with every other group, and it's the death. It will be the death of your group. Don't allow people to self-promote. You make a rule, you tell people, look, you're not here to promote your business. Don't be slick about it, don't be sly about it. If you do it, we'll kick you out. We got a zero tolerance policy towards it. No self-promotion. And you almost gotta live somewhat by that same rule. You can't be over-promoting yourself because then it just looks like you're just a D-bag who's just controlling this, and when in reality that might kind of be the case. You don't want to just make it to where it's rules for thee but not for me. So try to abide by some of those rules, be very light about it, but you definitely cannot allow people to promote. And what a lot of people will do is they'll say, what if I created an engagement post where every Friday I let people self-promote on that thread? Here's the problem with it. Nobody abides by it. They're still gonna think of this as open door to where I could just post whenever I want, and they're gonna claim ignorance. I didn't know. No, it's murky waters at that point. You just gotta lay down the law and say no self-promotion. If you wanna self-promote, if you wanna do something that's gonna benefit your business, I'm all for it, but you know what you should do? You should go start your own group. Now, a lot of these same rules apply for community groups, but they also apply for any niche industry group. So if you're targeting a particular occupation, or if you're in commercial insurance, or you want to target something that's interest-based or hobby-based, all these same rules apply. These are universal rules that you can take in any Facebook group. The second thing that you can do instead of starting a group is you can buy a group. And go back to the original question. How many Facebook groups are you in? Go look at the groups, see what kind of engagement they have. Join the groups that you might have an interest in. And here's the good thing about groups. Nobody knows what they're worth. So you can come in with an offer that might be lower than what would originally be taken if they actually knew the gold mine that they sat on. So buy the group, offer to buy. If there's no engagement, there's nothing happening, the admin is just absent, then offer to buy the group and come in and do a under new management promotion in the Facebook group. Turn the tide. This is a great little PR move for you because you come in as the, riding the white horse of justice. You're wanting to resurrect the group, make it something special, rename it, rebrand it, whatever it is. There's a captive audience likely there. There's people already there. You don't have to do the gimmicks to get people to invite friends. They're already in the group. You can then just start to provide some value to it, and you have a captive audience as the admin. The third thing that you can do with Facebook groups, if you don't want to start one because that's a lot of work, if you don't want to buy one because who knows what that might cost, and again, that also requires some level of work, there's a third way that you can leverage Facebook groups, and that is by sponsoring things. The admins in these groups, you know what they want? They want to make some money. just like you, and there's nothing wrong with that. So offer to sponsor the group, offer to come in with some content, advertise. It's on the admin at that point whether or not they say yes or no, but if you come up with them and you say, look, I'd love to create a bi-weekly post in the group where I post something that's valuable. I don't want to be overly spammy. I want to be respectful of the group. I want to do things strategically. Then, I'd like to pay you $500 a week for that. Is that something that we can do, or $250 or $100? It depends on how big the group is and who's in it and who's gonna be able to engage. So look at all those things, but evaluate it from a stance of I could sponsor, I don't have to do the work. I have an existing group that has 10,000 people in it. I just wanna come in, I wanna talk about it. Now you have to also know with the group that size, things are gonna get buried. If it's an active group, your posts are gonna get buried. So you have to have people, or you have to have a way to constantly push that. So whether it's a pin post by the admin, or whether it's something that is sent out on a regular basis, or you're allowed to bump it once a day. These are great little tactics that you can use to sponsor a group. You can meet all the needs that you want to meet. The bad thing about this is you don't have control. It's not your group. You don't have as much authority because you're not the admin. People don't look at you the same way. They just look at you as some person in there selling the group or promoting. So it doesn't have as much benefit to starting a group or to owning a group. Either way, it diminishes your value. So my recommendation is always to start the group. If you can't start the group, you got to buy the group. But the bottom line is you got to have control over the group, and you want to make it something that is valuable to the people in the group. And that means you're not pushy, you're not hard with the sales messages. You are providing, you are a politician, you are an ambassador of that, and people are gonna start to look at you, they're starting to see you. When you do it consistently, and when you do it well, they're gonna start to recognize that, they're gonna respect it, and you're gonna get everything else that you want. But it takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of effort, it takes some consistency. Facebook could be a wonderful platform for growing your agency marketing pipeline, whether it's groups or whether it's Facebook ads. You can use Facebook to generate leads, generate interest in your agency. If you're watching this video and you'd like to learn more about Facebook ads for your agency, then I want you to click on the video here on the screen. If you can't find it, it's in the first comment of this video. Click on that video where you can learn more about Facebook ads for your agency. We'll see you again on the next video.